Okay, now we're on to my favorite beat that I made on this album. Um, One line step beat breakdown. Let's get to it. First things first, we have the sample called Hoyt Cortex, which I have changed. Very popular sample. It's in some of my favorite songs, and I thought, why not try it myself? Definitely not cleared this sample. Might get sued. So that's the sample. That's pitched down and has all the effects on. No, it's not pitched down. Yes, it is. Put that back. So that's reversed and chopped up. Then we have sorry, that also has this EQ. That's the wrong one. Okay. This cutting out a lot of the bass because it will clash with the bass side later. Then we have this. Which is the later chops. Then we have this synth playing. And that is Spooky. I forgot why. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head why going to those notes is so spooky. It's quite dissonant. I think I don't want to sound stupid, but that's cool. That was made from a synth that I resampled in from Serum. Then we have this. Then we have this, which is, I forgot the story of how I made this, but this is like a synthesizer that I've pitched downloads and like turned around, resampled it and turned it into a bass. And that sounds absolutely gritty. Then we have this. For drums, we have these. So this is I'll show you the full drums now if I go over to here. So all of these are drums. We have kick, another kick, layered, all punchy, all clashing. It's supposed to sound absolutely. Snare. Now usually I'd edit the snare to get rid of some of the low end, but obviously I need all of it. I need all of it punching and just shaking the room. We have this snare as well. Oh, sorry. Which I've added a saturated to and a drum bus and a compressor and a delay, so that one just punches the crap out of you. This is the MIDI for that. Just a bunch of them. What makes it sound like it's moving and changing is the effects I have on the bus. Then we have the hi-hats. They have the delay on them, no effects on these ones specifically. Those hi-hats are from the Perk. All of the drums from here are from the Perk sets that we made. Marwan's drums, mainly my Perks, is what I made up these because later on in the beat you'll hear it's made up of like congas, bongos, wood things. Marwan's low tom sample makes up a huge part of this. We have this hi-hat roll, which I have parallel processed to have the raw signal going into your right ear and then having a high pass, low pass reverberated on the left ear to make it sound a bit more stereo. Sounds like some predator type thing, like some animal or something. Then we have the open hat. Going very animalistic, so it's more like a tss, tss, if you get me. That's why I chose that sound. Ride. This is more like of a ride, like a rot thingy hit, and I've just used that as an actual ride. And then again, before I said about in a different beat how I like when you have a reverberated one shot, I like to have it cut out early. You can really make use of that silence because it's so abrupt. When it's like you have this reverberated sound, you're expecting it to ring out, but it doesn't. So I like that. Here's how, and then here's the main drums all together. I have a glue compressor immediately to control the transients. Oh my goodness, they're so punchy. Low attack, quick release. The quick release is so that there's less tail on them. It needs to be short punch. I know I say that a lot, but I can't exaggerate it enough. You have another compressor here, same situation but less, just to control it again. Overdrive on the low end to boost those like harmonics. You can hear how much of a difference that makes. Slapback delay just to make it sound a bit more like reverberated in a room. Phaser flanger really makes the drums sound as weird as the sample is because it's freaky, the bass is freaky, everything is like spooky. It's an experimental hip-hop album, I cannot stress this enough. So that's the drums. I got a saturator on afterwards and a compressor to bring it all together. Let's get into the beat. Okay, what else have we got? So this, all of those together is what makes this first section. Okay, now we get into the second section of the beat. So you've seen the drums, you've seen the bass, you've seen this and this. Now we get into this section. So first things first, we have this. So this has been resampled, but what this is I'm not even sure. Like I had it as, it's like a perk. It's like me hitting a wooden like thing, and I've stretched it out so it sounds like ring noise to it, and you can hear this stretched out, like the warping of it. And then I've gone into the envelopes, and I've gone to clip transfer. Oh, it is here. Okay, you can see the pitch bends. They're automated in. Which makes like tribal sounds, but because of the pitch bend, it still makes it sound kind of robotic and man-made. We have these shakers. They hit every single time, every bar. They are loud, they have a lot of reverb, a lot of wet. This one has a decay of 9. I've taken out this frequency here, if you can see. So I wanted it to sound more hollow. So those are all from the perk pack. Then we have the bass. And I've added that just to kind of, like it's the opposite of a riser. I don't actually know what it's called, but it bleeds you into it and it releases all the tension that we've built. Then we have a tambourine, just hitting quick and aggressive. Velocity changes between each one. That's from the pack, so I like to emphasize how much it's all from the pack. Now we have all of the perks together. So the first one is this, which is me getting a wood block and scraping it. Then we have me hitting bongos with like a wooden block, I think. Okay. Then we have me hitting a different one. I think that's the one where you twist it and it hits. Then we get onto this. Now I put them so off time and off beat to make it sound like it's being played by live people. It needs that like swing to it. This mid tom is from Marwan's drum kit. Sounds distorted, which really works here. And then we have this tom, which is the same one. I just have them alternating so they can ring out. So that's the perks. That's the perks. Then we have this woman vocal. Now this woman vocal I found on Splice, I think. I took out the low end, put overdrive on the high end, compressed it a little bit, added reverb, and then I added a doubler. So it's really spacious, but obviously the plugins disappeared. Then we have this Serum. I've resampled it. It looks really distorted, but the compressor is bringing it down a bit, so it still has that like clipping effect. That's played throughout. Then we have this. Now this is my favorite bit. This is Bulgarian dissonant singing. I pan that to the left. I pan this one to the right. Right, and then I've pitched this one down 6 semitones. This one is up 6 semitones. This one's sped up. This one's stretched out and slowed down, and then stretched across each one. Then we have, in terms of effects, it's just compression and making sure they don't pop out too much. Then we have this vocal here, which is the same sample, just from a different section. I think it sounds so cool. Reverb is basically it. We have this scream sound effect on the left side. The use of panning on this whole thing, we've got like the left and right ones, all that stuff, really adds to like the depth of the mix, and it makes you feel really concerned. Like this scream is coming from here, and there's this coming from here, and there's all of these different elements put together. And then we have this, which is a Pandora Les Paul muted. So that's like a muted guitar string, and then we have that come out even stronger here where I pitch it up. This is on A1 D1, whereas the MIDI information here is on D3, A2 D3. And so with this one, I've made this arpeggiated sound with my MIDI keyboard, and then I've just added to it again. So I've played the same notes and I've added to it while I play it in. So I play it and I add notes and I add notes and I add notes. So that's what this is. I've sidechained that to the kick, so it bounces with it, and then we have a delay and an overdrive on it as well. And that is everything apart from this laugh. That laugh is my friends playing Monopoly years ago. So altogether, this is what that beat swap sounds like. So then the beginning beat comes back in at the end.
Hi.
It's a big same as this bit here. In terms of mix wise, I'm aware that the toms and all the sub they're clashing really heavy, but I think it sounds good when it comes to this section because it's all muddy here and you're all just panic tension. This bit, because it's moving up and down, it's bump 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 bump, and it's sidechained to the kick. It almost gives the whole muddiness a rhythm to it and a direction, which then leads on to this section. And all of a sudden the focus is on there instead, and then that's when the focus is on there. So I cut everything out at that moment. Bring it back in with the vocals as like a last yell before we go back to the sinister beat. So that is One Line Step beat breakdown, my favorite beat that I've made, using all the perks from what me and Marwan did in the using all the perks that me and Marwan made from the first week of the project. So yeah, that's that. Good job. Good.